Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Just Brilliant Adventures. Today I'm going to show you through our beautiful JB Scorpion Sting Air 23.6 foot. Come on in.
Before that happens, I'm just going to hijack it. If you remember in the walk around of the van, we lost a bit of footage or something happened and we didn't get to show you the full outside. I'll just show you what we have done just for people that might want to get it done, and it's in regards to the sail track that runs along the driver's side. We'll just go around now.
Come on.
So as you can see, it starts up there, and generally when they run they come down to the front window. So they'll stop, hopefully you can see it, just up there. Right, so it stops in front of the window. Obviously if you've got a shade cloth on the left hand on this side and the sun's belting in, it's going to belt in through the window there, and if you're laying on the bed with a hangover you're going to be scorched by the sun. So I got them to extend the sail track all the way up to the front of the van. Therefore the shade cloth, there's the window, and there is where it ends. So that's one handy little tip for you guys out there that are ordering a van. Get them to extend the shade track. Now back to Roz.
Now that I've finally got you back, come inside and I'll show you around. Okay, we'll start up at the bedroom end of the caravan, so follow me. This end we've got obviously the normal queen size bed that comes within the caravans. We've got the pillow top mattress, but what we've also got, we ordered this time, is the bolster. Can you see that, Dave? It's what it does, because Dave is so tall, 6 foot something, of a night time when we get into bed, it actually slides down the back and we pull the bed out so it extends it and he can actually physically fit in. Of a morning we put the bolster back, we make the bed, and then you've got the space all around to be able to walk around to access the cupboards. Okay, up the top of the cupboard, obviously this is my side, Dave is on the other side, identical cupboards, lots of space for t-shirts, jeans, whatever you want sort of thing. I've actually just got an old jumper up there at the moment, and these what we do is I put my underwear and socks and bras in these things, because then I can just grab it like this, pull it out, and next thing you know I've got a pair of knickers, clean knickers, and they just slide up there. Dave's got the same, and in this one here they will fold down. I roll my shorts up so you can fit 1, 2, 3, 6 pairs of shorts in there, or t-shirts, whatever you like. Cupboards on the side, we have put a shelf in exactly like our last van. So up the top I normally keep my PJs or swimmers, or I've got my hair straightener there, just something like little things that are easy accessible. With the hanging racks, we actually use the felt hangers because your clothes don't slide. So I like to have my t-shirts hung up and ironed. Some people roll them up, I like mine hung up. In the bottom behind the clothes here we have a double power point and double USB. That's on both sides. You have your hidey hole in here so you can plug your phone in. On both sides also we've got the medium pouches, so you can put your phones in here or a book. We've also got the reading lamp. A nice little side table here. There's a cupboard down there. It's only a small cupboard.
There's a fairly deep hole up the back there, which obviously is on top of the tunnel boot. So you can put some stuff along there. It's quite deep.
While you're down there, Dave, have a look at our IKEA mats that we bought for the old van, and they fit perfectly in this van. This mat I think was about 1.5 meters long or 2 meters long, and I've actually cut it to fit and go around the edge of the bed there, so it fits perfectly and it doesn't slide.
Same on my side.
Over on Dave's side as well, on the wall there, he's used double-sided Velcro to tape on the TV remote. And below that he has his little cuddly Kenny koala that he carries around with him. Next to Kenny there we have the gas control panel. So if it is cold in the morning, I could just tap Dave on the back and say turn on that heater and he'll turn it on. Now the gas heater is located under our bed. Bed's on struts, so it's easy enough to lift up. Now the gas heater is located under here. We don't want to put anything around that, we're just going to leave it as is, so there's plenty of airflow around the heater. That board just sits on top. Now there's plenty of storage under here. These are our stubby coolers at the moment, so they're just sitting in here. What we will have under here is probably a couple of bags of clothes or something, maybe winter stuff what we don't wear. I've also got down in here in this plastic container some spare bathroom stuff, and this is our crab pot, cooking crab pots when Dave actually catches me some muddies. That bed just drops back down and we push it in. Up here I have another small cupboard. It's got some hats and a skipping rope in there at the moment. Down the bottom, another little side table and a one shelf cupboard, which I'll probably put shoes in there, I think. We had Roman blinds in our previous van, so I've gone for the same. I just like them because you can bring your window up, you can drop your blinds, it's just a bit of privacy. Above the bed we have the rain sensor hatch. Dave has actually spray painted the lid black, so those mornings when that sun is piercing in it and it wakes you up, we won't have that problem anymore. We've also added another couple of magazine pouches up on each side, just for extra books, for a mini umbrella, whatever you want to put in them, it's your choice. Over on Dave's side here, got the 24-inch LPT TV, and all the cords go up into that top cupboard. TV antenna, which we don't use because we use a satellite dish.
Then I have a cupboard down there the same as Roz from the other side. Again, it's only small.
So that's our bedroom. Okay, this is our ensuite. On the floor of the ensuite, I've got this round mat. I did have it in the last van because we had a large ensuite and I wasn't sure whether it was going to fit in this bathroom, but it did come from Pillow Talk, but it fits perfectly in between the concertina door. That's just a little bit of privacy. That door, and it clicks back. This is a solid door over here. It locks into the bottom and it's got a bungee cord up this side. But this is a solid door, so if you're having a shower and you've got people outside, close it, can't see in. Make sure you click up that bungee cord.
Or for when I'm down there for night time watching TV and Roz is in bed, just close both doors, keep some of the noise out.
Scorpion Sting Air comes with the black towel racks, the toilet roll holder, and the matching black tap and hand towel holder. This is the bathroom cabinet. We've got 3 shelves in there. We haven't really sorted it out yet. Where Dave's shelf, my shelf, and a bit of everything shelf, or maybe it's mine again. Fusion lock toothpaste holder, nice deep sink on this one as well. Thetford toilet, and in this cupboard below the sink there's one big shelf. It's pretty deep actually, because these baskets are, I think they're 30 centimeters deep. So what I've got in here is just a, you know, some excess stuff that I'll pull out when we need it, but they are nice and deep. Goes back in there. Same with the bottom. Got another big 30 centimeter container with some laundry liquid in and some cleaning products. Put that back in there. These little soft baskets just come from Kmart. That's that one. I have a nice large mirror on the shower door. Looking in the shower, we've got the standard blue white light. Now this navigator bag covers your shower nozzle, and we also put it on the front of the van to cover up the
all the electrics
and stuff,
so that from rain and from the weather.
But what we do is we put this on when we are traveling and put the whole thing on the floor, and even if it does get knocked around, the bag protects it. Fusion locks we used in our old vans, we put them in this one as well because we're pretty happy with them. Got the single one up there, black accessories, a little shelf there. It's a nice large shower. I did pick up this mat on the weekend at Aldi. It's a square non-slip shower mat. Plenty of room in here for two, or maybe just me. And I leave my shampoos and stuff in here when we travel because the fusion lock is actually pretty good, and it has never fallen off. This light in the bathroom here is turned on by above the bed. So if you're in bed of a night time and you want to go to the toilet, you can just switch that on underneath the bed there and that comes on, or you can use this button here and turn it on and off. Double power point above the toilet. Get off the toilet, Dave. And also another vent in the roof.
There's the light switch that Ros was just talking about for the bathroom.
Okay, into the kitchen. Now in our old van, in our large ensuite, we had a broom closet put in. We did the same in this one, but obviously it's not in the bathroom. We've added it right next to the fridge. We've added a hanging rail. Dave has screwed in the Dyson vac at the bottom. There also is a power point that it's plugged into, whether you can see that or not.
Yeah, you can see the little black thing that goes into the power point, and you can see the power point behind it.
So that's always on charge if we have grass in here or get sandy or whatever. We've hooked both brooms on with the command hooks, bottom and top. And we carry a soft broom and a hard broom for outside. Also in the closet here, I've got a mini ironing board because I like my shirts ironed. A super mini iron, and that's just where we'll keep like long dresses or coats or anything that we're currently using, and also the brooms. Next to the broom cupboard we have a nice black fridge. I wanted a black fridge last time, but we ended up getting white, so it's a 274 Thetford. This is the freezer area. I've actually noticed after our trip to Bribie it's icing up a little bit, so I might have to turn the temperature down, but everything's staying full on frozen in here, so it's good. It's just got the one shelf. One thing I will say, these ice cube trays, I found these at the Brisbane show or the Redcliffe show, and it's all silicone, and it's got a silicone lid, but it's hard at the bottom. And the easiest way to get ice out of them is turn it upside down and just push it through. But if you ever see these, they are worth getting. Definitely. The fridge. 3 shelves in the door. You've got your fruit and veg at the bottom there, and 3 other shelves. Still packing and working out where I want to put stuff.
The freezer itself holds 72 litres. The fridge is 202 litres, so it gives you a total of 274, as Ros was saying.
Down the bottom of the fridge here are the water pumps. Nothing else will go in that cupboard. They'll just be in there by themselves.
But if you need to do maintenance for whatever reason, they're very accessible, and all the hoses and pipes are in there if you need to rejoin or whatever you have to replace something, so it's a bonus.
Next to the fridge we have a slide out pantry and another little cupboard down here. There's a couple of cans right at the back, but I'll probably put some sort of baskets in there that I can just pull out and grab out the tins, but I plan to put only tin stuff and items of food that we're not using at the time, like the tin stuff or excess packet stuff. The top pantry slide out originally came with 2 shelves, but I have another shelf, so depending on what I'm actually going to put in here height wise, I might take one out, but I'm in the process of filling the van at the moment for our big trip coming up, just buying things as I remember. This is another slide out down the bottom. It's 2 shelves. I've got all my taller bottles of oil down here, soy sauce, and I will fill these up ready for our trip. These are probably in your caravan as well, the safety advice to users and a quick guide to your caravan's plumbing. So if you do see them in your van, have a read and make sure you understand what's on them.
We didn't actually have them in our last van. That's why I was just looking at something new. So whether it's something they're now putting in vans, but some interesting information on there.
Just ventilation in case of a fire, little thing about leaving children unsupervised, means of escape, combustible materials, firefighting. Obviously all the vans now should have a fire extinguisher on. We will be also putting a fire extinguisher in our truck and a blanket. And then in regards to your caravan's plumbing, it tells you here 6 months, 12 months, general advice, and when in storage. So have a read and make sure you understand your caravan. Dave has screwed in a knife block for me. So when we do stop, I pull these knives out of the drawer and I put them there. We've gone with the oven and stove top again, 3 gas, 1 electric. There's the grill. I've actually stashed some alfoil trays in there because in our rig also we might have a pie warmer. So if I pre-prep, you know, lasagna or something like that, that can go in the pie warmer and be ready for us when we stop. Full oven, 1 shelf, and I keep all my baking trays in there out of the way. Underneath the oven is another little compartment where I've got my Dometic vacuum sealer and just some spare bags. And I'm in the middle of actually lining my cupboards, so that's sitting in there at the moment. Let's close this up. More bench space over here. Now my top drawer this time I've decided to use it for the crockery. So we have our plates, bowls, and I've got a couple of plastic cocktail glasses and my wine glasses in here. They are plastic, and our Yeti coolers in there. The next drawer down is a deep drawer, and this is where I'm going to keep my Thermomix. At the moment it's got some other JB stuff in it, we're just clearing it out. This is an eco pot, so in this drawer will be the eco pot, the NutriBullet, and because I have a Thermomix 31, not the larger ones, it will fit in here next to the breadboards. So that's that pot drawer. So Thermomix, Instant Pot, and my NutriBullet will stay in there. Now in the bottom here, in this cupboard, there's the pipes from the water tanks. This kettle here, I'm not sure whether I'm going to carry it. It's for the gas, or you can probably stick it on the fire. But I do have my other little kettle here. So that one should be there. I just wanted it down the bottom there so they wouldn't roll around, but obviously it rolled around out the back. And the jaffle iron. But not much stuff will actually physically go in there. While we're on the floor, Dave, just under the table there, we have a double power point and 2 USB points as well. Okay, this cupboard above the kitchen bench here, we decided we didn't want a shelf in it, so we can stand up boxes like your Nutri-Grain, your cereal, and I've also got my mini Nespresso machine in here and some cocktail stuff. That shouldn't be in there, but like we said, still sorting it out, and things will probably move around, so when we're on the road and we're fully loaded a couple of months in, I'll give you another tour and I'll show you where I've moved everything to. Range hood. It's got a light, fan, and off again. So you can just use your light without using the fan. That turns off. Large window along the bench there. Down the end of the van we've got a large club lounge. It has 7 cupboards around the top. This cupboard over here I'm also going to use for food at this point in time. So a lot of dry food. Next cupboard is a spare cupboard at the moment. I've just put a few games down the bottom that we carry around with us, like Mini Connect 4 and the Uno Stacker. Another spare cupboard. So we have plenty of storage, so we're not strapped for storage. It's just a matter of making sure we put stuff, you know, finding a home for where we want to put stuff. This cupboard I've used for first aid. So it's got our defib in it. We bought that defib because you never know when you're going to use it. Got first aid kits down here. I am adding a few more little items for when we travel. The next cupboard along, can you reach that, Dave? I've just used that for sheets and toilet paper. I've got to put a couple more, another set of sheets in there. But we've got the flannelette sheets for winter if we need them. Another set of cotton sheets and spare toilet paper up the top. Next one over is just for towels. We carry 2 sets of bathroom towels and 2 sets of beach towels. In the one next to that, at the moment I've got the toaster, a basket full of random stuff that we just use occasionally, which I will sort out. So usually when we go outside we've got, you know, the mosquito coils. These are our cool towels that are easy accessible. You just wet them down, swing them around, and they're really cool. But we've, you know, you've got the RID coils and another mozzie repellent thing. This shelf we decided to have the shelf taken out, so Alan up at Burpengary removed the shelf for us and just put a trim in so you can't see where they pulled it out. We've added an extra 2 Sirocco fans to help circulation with the air, but we do have that lovely back window. We actually opened that up at Bribey and the breeze coming through was amazing. So I suppose it depends on where you're sitting. You've got windows either side and the back. We put the Foxtel remote on the double-sided Velcro, stuck it on the wall, easy accessible, and it also has 4 lots of reading lights around there if you choose to sit back, relax and have a read. Above the table we have the Caravan.
What the Caravan does is positive pressurises the van, so it forces all the dirt and dust out and won't allow it to come in. Now it's fairly noisy, I'll turn it on. And it pushes out air, it's like a big fan. Obviously you don't have it on while you're in the van, that's when you're travelling. Now the 2 options that you have the DRS, the dust reduction system, but the problem with that is it works while you're travelling, but as soon as your car comes to a halt it stops. So if you're out on a dirty dusty road and the road train's coming towards you, what'll happen is you'll pull over, you'll stop, the DRS will stop moving and all the dirt and dust will come into your van. Once you start going again, it'll start working, but just while you're stationary it doesn't work. So I highly recommend the Caravan, and you can get that now as an extra through JB. Right, they never used to. We got it in our last van. After that a lot of people started asking for it, so now they actually have them as an extra.
Smoke alarm up in the corner. We've used some double-sided tape to stick our pickup from our last van. We've just got pictures of the kids on there. Magazine pouch above the door where we keep our books. It sounds like we read a lot, but we don't. Touch button light switches, and these are the outdoor light switches. Another fusion lock up here for keys, hat, something like that. Another magazine pouch on the door here. It's just got a few maps in it. Dave's fishing book. So all up, we actually have 5 medium magazine pouches. Everyone should have one of these, the fire extinguisher, in their van, and make sure you have a look at that tag and make sure it's in date. Very important. On the sink side of the van, we'll look at the cupboards first. 1 shelf in each cupboard. I've actually put glassware and coffee cups down the bottom here, and some food canisters up here, and some plasticware. This one is just going to be used for food. NCE microwave. Within the microwave, I have the plate in the navigator bag for protection. I also have a set of flat digital scales in there which I carry, and I just keep my bowls in here that I cook and bake with, just to keep them out of the way. Next to the microwave here, we've got 2 little pigeonholes. Just put some tissues up here, and
12 volt.
This is a 12 volt
for the TV.
For the TV. Below it, double power point and some more TV points,
which I got JB to plate so it looks nice and tidy instead of having all the wires just hanging out there loosely. Now at the moment, our 40-inch TV is in getting tuned and logging on to all the different accounts with our Wi-Fi before I stick it into the van. But it sits perfectly in there. Ros will flash up a bit of a picture of it.
But what JB actually had to do was to remove the end, because there was an end piece here where you can fit a 32-inch. We actually had them remove the end so we can put the 40-inch in, and obviously a stronger bracket to be able to hold that.
And the bracket itself moves out. The telly comes across to the side, so when you're sitting up the end up there with your feet up, relaxed, having a beer, and the footy blaring down here, good to go.
And then when you're finished, you just push it back in. It's just a little bit stiff at the moment along that. Nice black sink with the water filter tap on the left side and the normal water on the right. Over here, Dave asked me what this was yesterday. It's actually a USB oil diffuser. I bought it online. You just put your water in here with your few drops of oil, put your lid back on, and then turn it on. But it charges by USB down here. So you just charge it up overnight and it just spills out some nice smells.
Thought it might have been something you bought from the sex shop.
I don't think so. I've reused my fusion lock that came from the last van. I put all my tea tins up here which fit perfectly. If anyone hasn't tried this Regenic tea from Western Australia, it's beautiful. Spices are down here, which I'm still adding to. I'm trying to just take the main ones that I use. Double power point. And underneath here we have a NCE 2.5 kilo washing machine. Now in our old van we had the 3.3 litre, and that's what I wanted in this one, but because of the wheel arch underneath, it was actually too high and too big at the back to be able to fit in this area. I did try this up at Bribie Island. Always put this basket in when you're traveling. It looks small, but I did wash a pair of Dave's jeans, a pair of his denim shorts, and a couple of t-shirts, and they all fit perfectly. So if we do little loads as we go sort of thing and hang it out, it's not going to be a problem. This traveling basket actually locks your barrel in, so make sure if you do have a machine in your van that locks in. Close the lid and we can easily access it that way. If you have a look underneath, that's where you can see that the other one wouldn't fit because there wasn't enough space for it because of that wheel arch. Yeah, before we go any further, I want to show you this mat on the floor. We bought it from Bunnings a couple of weeks ago. I just wanted the grey look because our cupboards are the Sterlite silver and the white. Beautiful, soft, and it doesn't slip. I think it's 2 meters long by 80 centimeters. There's probably a tag at the other end, Dave. But it doesn't slip and it's nice and comfy. But yeah, Bunnings had them. Here we go. size, oh no, 68 centimeters by 180, and they had other colors as well. I think it was only $50, $60. Next up, this is just a space saver drawer that you don't really put anything in. It's got some crap in there. On the door here we have our keys, exactly like we did in our old van. This way we know exactly what we've got and and they're all labelled.
If you're wondering, the key racks actually come from Officeworks.
Yeah, and they're about $8–10 each.
Fairly cheap. I just screwed them into the door. Make sure you don't use too big of screws or you're going to come straight through the door.
Now under the sink here, I've just got some tea towels and stuff, and I'll put my fry pans under here at the moment, and then I've got some laundry stuff like some Chucks's dishwashing liquid and stuff in that little container.
You can see up the back that all JB vans come with a filter. Alright, and on the filter it actually says something and odour removal cartridge. So that just helps you with your water, but obviously use a filter outside instead of just putting normal water in your tank. Should always put it through a filter first.
Top drawer is all the cutlery and knives. Our last JB van didn't have a divider already in it, it was just plain, so I actually ended up going to Kmart and buying a divider and putting it in the drawer, but this one we're lucky, so I've just lined them all and put our cutlery and stuff in there.
All drawers are self-closing or soft closing drawers.
So if I get the shits with Dave and he pisses me off, I can just come in here and slam a drawer and it won't wake the neighbours. In the second drawer, everyone's second drawer is a bit of a junk drawer. Everything in here we use at this point in time. If we don't, I'm getting rid of it in about 5 months. But it's a lot of things like your tongs, your wooden spoons, your kitchen scissors, things that you do use. I have another drawer here, third drawer. They're actually quite deep. I've got the Weber small frying pan and there's another Weber pizza plate. I've kept them in the boxes so they don't rattle around and scrape anything. A couple of barbecue things here, my little baby sifter, the meat eater.
The meat eater? What does a meat eater do, Roz?
It's a meter. It's a meter.
A meter, not a meat eater.
It's not. Dave's the meat eater. This is the meter that cooks the meat that Dave makes Dave meat eater. This is the meter. No, Dave's the meat eater, but he uses the meter to cook his meat that he eats. Got it? Down the bottom under here, just got some few shopping bags thrown in there, and that's the Airbag Man air pump.
That is the compressor for the airbags on the van. If you don't have airbags on your van, you're missing out. 3
little nooks down beside the kitchen drawers here too. I've put my Nespresso coffee in the top one. Plastic bags, rubbish bags in the second one, and just down the bottom there's some fire eaters. Dave.
Okay, so in here is the, I suppose the brains of the whole caravan. Have all our fuses, all our meters, and all our main switches. So you've got the air conditioning, the hot water system, the electric or the gas hot water system, and you've got your water pumps. Over here we have the 4 water tanks, and showing you how much is in each tank. The 2 on the right are the general purpose tanks. The 2 on the left, the first one that's flashing, is your grey water tank, and the one next to it is the purpose drinking water. Up the top of the E-Pro, that tells you how full your batteries are and how much solar you're bringing in, or how much power you're bringing in, or how much you're using. This is the EnerDrive inverter. You turn it on and your inverter comes on, so it gives you 240 volts to all your power points. I'll just turn it back off. Okay, we've also got in here at the moment a Selfie Go. The RV Wi-Fi will be going in the next day or two. Self-I Go, for those that don't know what they are, they just extend your signal. So if you have one bar with a Self-I Go, you may end up with 2 or 3 bars, maybe even more. So it puts a 50 metre bubble around the caravan. So if you're sitting around the van, you can hook into it, and your Wi-Fi or your signal on your phone is obviously going to be extended, and you may get that reception that you didn't have. The RV Wi-Fi will probably go up in there somewhere. If not, it'll go in the front room where the TV box was that Roz showed you. The next cupboard is my favourite cupboard. This is where the Foxtel, the sat dish and the vast box all sit. If you look up the back, again, that's some handiwork that Daniel from JB at Burpengary did. I wish they'd do it down at the factory because it looks so much neater than having 20 wires and cables hanging out. The old Foxtel, so we get Foxtel, watch the footy wherever we go. There's a little switching unit that's sitting up in there that Dan put in, and depending where the TV is, whether it's outside the van, whether it's in here in the lounge room or in the bedroom, Foxtel can go through to all TVs. So he's done a very good job there. Underneath is the Fusion radio. Everyone has the Fusion radios. And below that is a little USB. Now, I got them to put this there so you can plug your phone in and you sit your phone on the bench. Alright? Now that way you can just Bluetooth, or not Bluetooth, put all your music and stuff through to the Fusion radio. Normally, you'll find them sitting in here in a ridiculous position under a little bit of a mat. You won't even know it's there. Guarantee if you go out and look at your caravan, in one of your cupboards near your Fusion radio, you'll find that USB thing. That means you've got to either sit your phone up in the cupboard or not use it. Also under here, I've got another double power point and 2 more USBs. So we can plug stuff in there, charge them for the drones, for the GoPros, or for anything else. One of the other little handy things that I've got to do is, this is a little fruit hammock. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put it up so that put our fruit in it. Roz, can you just come here for a sec and hold the camera for me?
So what Dave's going to do, because it's a hammock and not one that hangs from the roof, he'll put it somewhere like this. Now if you put your other hand in it, Dave, and spread it with your fingers, see, it's not going to, it doesn't hang down low, so it's not going to interfere with cooking or anything like that. They'll just sit up nice and high, whether it be like, you can have it, you know, like that, a bit tighter.
And the fruit's only going to rock like that when you're travelling.
It's not,
but it's up off the bench so that you don't need a fruit bowl or something cluttering up your bench.
Okay.
The last thing in the caravan is, oh, it's not the last thing, but on the roof we have the Dometic Harrier aircon. Normally you get the Ibis 4. The Harriet is the newest one of Dometic, and there's 2 types. There's the Harriet and the Harriet Lite. It's not much of a difference in them, but I've gone for the Harriet. I think it was $200 extra. Now, reading up on it all, they are quieter, they are more economical to run, so for $200 I thought it was a no-brainer. We got this one put in. You've just got to ask your salesman when you're doing your changes. With the table, they are all adjustable, so you just hit the little button underneath.
Under here.
Push it in.
Squeeze that, turn it to the side, have it on an angle, push it back, however you want to have it.
And if you stand on the little button down on the ground, your table can actually go down. Roz is only a beginner at this. She's obviously not pushing down on the blue button. Oh, there you go, she's got it.
It's stiff.
Oh, you like it stiff. Keep going, keep going. Come on, get it down.
I'm taking my foot off. Hang on. You can lower it, but we're not going to have to lower it because the kids, if the kids visit, they're going to sleep outside in space.
I'm just showing the people at home what it can do.
Well, you can't keep your foot on it and push it down.
You can.
Because my knee's in the way.
Move out of the road.
You've got longer legs than me.
Anyway, that'll do, because that's down about where the cushions are, because the cushions obviously sit on the board, and you can put your square cushion, which we've got inside, we're not going to take with us because it's only going to clutter up. And as Roz said, if my kids come, they're sleeping outside in a swag. Down below here is the gas heater, or electric heater, alright? So it's a Truman gas heater, or electric heater, whichever way you want to use it. Then we have the inverter and stuff for the batteries. Now with my inverter, I couldn't get the 300 watt, 3000 watt inverter. I had to go with, I think it's a 2.6, alright, which there's not much of a difference after talking to the guys at Enerdrive. There is really bugger all difference in the two inverters. I would have preferred to have the 3000 because I believe it is better to have more and not need it than not have it and want it. What Dan also did to me, the inverter was in the middle of the floor up the back there. So it made that back compartment totally useless. Couldn't use it. He's put the inverter, took it off the floor, put it onto this piece of wood and stuck the wood where it is. Hence it's now out of the way. Yes, I lose my storage space there, but as you've seen, there is plenty of storage space. And I've now got a rear tunnel boot. Right, we'll put this one back. Under the rear one
is the rest of the tunnel boot.
It is the rest of the tunnel boot coming down to here. So as you can see, there's a little door out the back there, and it's quite good. The rest of the inverter and the TriStar solar and the DC to DC charger, I suppose they are, so that's what converts all your power from your oh geez, I'm not a real guru on this stuff, but converts all the solar power from the panels through all this stuff and into your batteries. You've also got your main power switch here. If you trip that, you'll have absolutely no power to the van. Alright, there's all your other stuff down there, some more fuses and things down the bottom. Where you can turn the van on and off. If you look in this side, you'll see two 300 amp lithium batteries. So all up, there's 600 amps, and I have 1100 watts of solar on the roof. I've also got a 200 watt red arc solar blanket, so that gives me 1300 watts. Okay, so again, this is looking at the batteries, and we've built another little hidey hole in here, which is under the seat. Also has its outside door, and I have quite a bit of stuff stored in there. As Roz said, we haven't quite worked out exactly what we want to take with us. I will go through it in the next couple of weeks, and we'll do a bit of a cull down. But fortunately enough, as I said on the outside tour of the van weighed in at 3096, and it can go up to 4.5, so that gives me 1404 kilos of stuff that I can load into this van.
Anyway guys, we hope you enjoyed that little tour of the inside of our van. If you do like our videos, please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you get notified of all the new vids coming out. If you've got any questions about the van, anything to do with anything we talked about today, send us a message and we'll try and answer the best we can.
One of the other things that's going in here is the WIFI anti-theft system, and I'll do a quick video on that once we get it. Alright, we had one in the last van and they are brilliant. So I'll, once it's installed, and that'll be on the 19th, I'll do a quick video on that. Alright, we're just about to crack the 2,000 subscribers, so if a couple more of you jump on there, I think we're looking at our stats and something like 70%
non-subscribers
of people are non-subscribers that watch our show. So if you're non-subscribers, subscribe. It'll get us up there. Now, that time again, it is joke time with Dave. Hey Roz.
Yes, Dave.
You know what I found out the other day?
What?
I found out that singing in the shower is fun until you get soap in your mouth. Then it's a soap opera. Catches.
Far out.